Another shot is coming raw and unbounded. The whiskey's always talking and the beer's overflowing. Another shot is gonna hit you with a mind overloaded. The bar is always open with no inhibitions. Another shot will leave your sensories twitching. Remember, everything we say is just our opinion. But then again, it might be the alcohol talking. It might be the alcohol talking. Let's go.
Welcome to another Shot Podcast, where our opinions might be real, or it could just be the liquor talking. Sit back and enjoy another shot.
Oh, what's going on, guys? Welcome to our Tuesday night Reel-Flix and Chill. It's funny how she's not here and I get it right. As you guys see, Miss Shannon, as it turns out, is a bit under the weather today, and we are hoping to God she does not have the flu like she kind of thinks she might. So, and of all nights, Kitty Cat, she was so, both you guys were so excited about this. This was like the one for her. And the Lord works in mysterious ways. But we still have that beautiful voice behind the scene, Miss Kitty Cat. Hello, gorgeous. Miss Samantha, how you doing, sweetie? See, we're talking ladies tonight on our Reel-Flix and Show, the goddess herself, Miss Kathy Bates. You kind of got that whole Kathy Bates look. You got that vibe. You're there, I'm noticing. There was a picture we'd seen earlier of Miss Kathy Bates, and you, or it was like a picture of you, might have been. Either way, you look like her. Coincidence?
One of my many heroes.
So before we get started, here is to Miss Shannon. Hopefully you feel better soon, beautiful. I did not mean to go full on that one. Whoa. Woo! That's how you start a night. Oh, yeah. I really didn't mean to. I got the bullshit and it was just... Ugh. You know, I guess it could be debated on who could really be holding the crown as the queen of Hollywood. One could say Jamie Lee Curtis. Look at what she's done. You know, she's been in movies with Arnold Schwarzenegger. She's, been a scream queen. She's, some could say, I don't know. We can go back in the day with it. You know, if you really want to go with the British, you could say Miss Helen Mirren, who is still kicking at her age. I think she's like 80 or 90. Sandra Bullock, she's done it all. But those to me do not compare to this woman. She's done comedy. She's done horror. She's done, drama. She is actually The title of Queen of Hollywood has been held by several actresses. Oh, okay. So Myrna Loy. That was back in the early 30s. Marcella Iglesias. Duella Parsons. No, come on. Okay, these are all. That's like the silver screen era.
You didn't read the whole thing. She's the queen of Hollywood gossip.
Okay, so often referred to as the Queen of Hollywood. Joan Crawford. Oh boy, there's that name again. In my opinion, no, there is only one true queen. And you don't hear about her at all in the tabloids. You don't. Elizabeth Taylor. Now, see, if anybody was going to challenge that crown, it would have been that young lady. The Ice Queen. I'm going to have to watch that, Mommy Dearest.
Yes, you are.
And that's probably going to be my Thursday, because we're back to regular schedule for me. So I will definitely be checking it out Thursday. I found it. Very interested in seeing this. But Miss Kathy Bates, she, again, has done it all. She's done comedy. We've seen, we all know her as, the crazy devil mom and Waterboy. She was the mother of Billy Bob Thornton in Bad Santa 2. And boy, did she look ratchet in that one. And I tell you what, that really showed it would be hard to keep up with Billy Bob. And she did a absolute amazing job. Like, you felt bad for Billy Bob when she was around. She's dabbled in horror. She is most known for playing Miss Annie Wilkes in Misery alongside James Caan. Who can forget the famous hobbling scene that still haunts people today? It was just sickening. But that's not the only Stephen King movie she has done. She was also in Dolores Claiborne. You got a Mr. Mowry, Junior Mowry saying, hello, Samantha. Aha. It's the other way. The other Mowry. My favorite, I have two favorites to start on. Okay, get that off there. And let's talk about your hero.
I'm working on it.
Slowly. I'd have to say my two favorite movies, though, are oh, okay, I see what's going on there. We got a little family reunion going on. I'd say my two favorites was the unsinkable Molly Brown she portrayed in the Titanic movie. I thought that was great. And I would have to say, I can't remember the name of her character in it, though, The Family That Prays. Thoughts? Beautiful.
It's absolutely hilarious. Before we actually went live, I was Motormouth. Now I'm just dumbfounded.
And you're not even on camera.
I know.
So, okay. Both you guys are so excited about doing Kathy Bates. And now I can't get anything out of you. And she's not even here. Born and raised in Memphis, Tennessee.
She was born June 28th, 1948. She is currently 77 years old.
77 years young.
Born in Memphis, Tennessee. She has been doing this for over 5 decades.
And he says, that's my daughter. Oh, welcome to the show. So that being said, 5 decades, that's actually before us. What would have been her very first movie? I wonder. Did she start off like a lot of them back then, where she had very small bit parts in Charlotte Cartwright? Yes. And it's a Tyler Perry movie. So it's very dramatic. What I like about her character in that one, she is the head of a household, obviously, a head of a family. They're rich. They own businesses, construction, all sorts of stuff. Well, she finds out she has early onset Alzheimer's. And she decides to start fulfilling a bucket list. And she takes another character, who's been her closest friend, on a road trip, and they just do all sorts of crazy stuff. They go to a male strip club, and her friend's a very devout, Christian woman. So it's just fun to see, like, Kathy Bates get out there. She wants to ride the bull. She wants to do this. She just wants to go crazy. And I think she finally does admit at some point why she's doing all this, and that's what makes this woman finally go, okay, I'm with you. But she still maintains that hardcore demeanor that she is most notable for in all her drama movies. So if you guys haven't seen that one yet, I recommend looking up The Family That Prays, not P-R-A-Y, but P-R-E-Y. Phenomenal movie. Also has Cole Hauser in it. Tyler Perry himself is in it. It's just, I loved it. Yeah, I thought it was a great movie. What's your thoughts on what's your favorite Kathy Bates? Which one really stands out for you?
Oh goodness. I like every single thing I've ever seen she's done, I love. So I love her characters in them. I can't say that I love the movies.
So what movie was,
I guess the one that really, the one that really got me turned on to Kathy Bates was definitely her role in Misery.
Annie Wilkes. When you first meet her, if you hadn't read the book already and you just watched the movie, which that was me, I read the book after. The book would almost turn your stomach because they go into details that just James Caan, already a well-known, you knew him from, most notably from the Godfather movie. He was in the first Godfather. He was Sonny. So for her to be able to keep up with him like that, I mean, it goes from, okay, for those who don't know, Misery was about an author. He's writing a book. He's got a series called Misery. If I remember correctly, was that not the last name of the main character in his book? I'm pretty sure it was. And this woman is
What?
Misery was the name of the book series he was writing.
Yes.
And I can't remember if it was the last name of the character or the first name. It might have been the first name. Because she kept referring to, Misery can't die. Misery can't, But she is a diehard Misery fan. She is obsessed with this man. And lo and behold, he's trying to drive back in a blizzard, loses control of his vehicle, crashes. She saves him. And then she discovers, oh, so this is the final book. Do you care if I read it? And he thought, you saved my life. Why not? And then when she finds out it is actually the last book, she's just thinking it's the next book. She finds out it's the last book, and she just goes dark immediately. And that is definitely one for lack of a better way to put it, that's one for the books. She goes completely off the deep end. And like I said, who can forget the famous hobbling scene? I don't know if I want to go too much into detail on it for those, people that might be squeamish on that end. But her portrayal was just, and that it messed with them, because in the end, when you find out, okay, here's a little twist, he's bringing Misery back, that she wasn't actually dead. So he's still complete, she forced him to rewrite the book. And then he went ahead and went through with it after it's all said and done. But, he was still envisioning her, I couldn't imagine. But she was absolutely phenomenal in that. And you hated her. There's my other, yes. Sinkable Molly Brown. She played in Titanic, which was based off an actual character. She does survive the famous shipwreck of 1912. And if I'm not mistaken, I have looked up Molly Brown. She went on to do very well for herself afterwards. But, one thing that really stands out about Kathy Bates, it's that Southern drawl. It's in every character. And she laid it on thick in The Waterboy. She even laid it on in Titanic. Like, it was there. But now that I really sit back and think, she always kinds of, except for a handful, she usually does play like that Southern belle type, She is in a lot of P.S. I Love You. Now, that's a fun one. Have you seen that one, Kat? So P.S. I Love You, nerd. That's what, remember how I said when I fall asleep, I got to watch a movie? Well, as of late, from Valentine's on, I've been actually watching that one. And it stars Hilary Swank, Gerard Butler. It's got Harry Connick Jr., Gina Gershon, and Miss Kathy Bates, who is Hilary Swank's mother. And the premise is, Hilary Swank's married to Gerard Butler. They're happily married. Everything's going good. And then he ends up dying of a brain tumor. And this all happens really fast into this movie. And, she goes into that, Hilary Swank goes into that dark place. She doesn't want to be around anybody. She quits showering. She, the apartment's trashed. It's just, she doesn't care. So on her 30th birthday, which is the birthday following his death, they all kind of do a, intervention on her. It's like, you got to go out. You got to do something. We got to get you cleaned up. We got to fix you up. And Kathy Bates is just like, just hardcore, you have to stop this. At some point it has to end. And she ends up getting a gift in the mail. And inside this is a tape recorder. And it's her late husband telling her, hey, you're going to be surprised by this, but I have a plan. And he sends her on all these different little adventures. And in the end, what he ends up doing is he ends up sending her to Ireland to hook up with a friend of his. And he does it on this down low. So, it's just one of it's a fun movie. It really is. You can probably list a bunch of these, and geez, oh man. So I was right. A lot of her early stuff was television. Man, she was a 2.5 Men, American Horror Story. She was both in The Covenant and Freak Show. And come to think of it, she is now, yes, right there it is. She is Miss Maddie Matlock. And if I'm not mistaken, is she not the daughter of the late Matlock? Am I wrong on that?
You're completely wrong on that.
Okay, so help me out then, because I have yet to get to watch it.
Okay, so it starts out as she walks into this big room with a whole bunch of attorneys and starts talking lawyers. And she basically gets herself a position as a not a partner, not a, I don't remember the name of it. But she lived in a completely different place. Her husband and her are very, very wealthy. Her daughter was addicted to drugs, opiates. And she died while she left behind her son. So they are raising her son.
Hello, Miss Coffee.
And she wants someone to pay for the death of her daughter. And instead of going after the drug company, she found out that it was the attorneys that covered up stuff about the drug company that would have taken it off the shelves. So she goes completely undercover. Madeline Matlock is a big name that she gives to the law office. She also sets up with a completely fake apartment and pretends to go there occasionally if she's feeling that she's being followed or whatnot. But yeah, she is very, very, very wealthy. And it's in the process of doing all of this, she's finding stuff in courtrooms. She's doing cases.
So does it have anything to do at all, other than the name, with the original series?
No.
None. A standalone, I guess. A reboot, you can call it, maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna have to sit down and watch it to see. It almost sounds like too much drama. I don't know. It looks like it would be funny, but
it is wonderful. You do get very turned around though if you don't pay attention. So it's one of those ones where you actually have to pay attention and not be half in your phone and half listening to your wife or your kids or this or that. You actually have to be paying attention, or you'll look up and have no clue who they are or what's going on.
I have to get the meta, put it on, make sure I'm, So let's ask these guys out here, what's your favorite Kathy Bates movie? Which one kind of stands out for you? And I guarantee a lot of guys are going to say Waterboy. Everybody remembers her as the Devil Mother, from Waterboy. The overprotective,
This is actually where she started. She actually started in theater.
I don't recognize any of those, but so I know Sam, is your dad still watching? Sam, you still watching? Miss Coffee, what about you guys? Come on, let's get some feedback going. What's your favorite one? Let's talk about it. Like I said, we can go on and on. How about one of the surprising things? We kind of touched on this, I think, last night. I can't remember if we were on air when we did this, but She was in a movie called About Schmidt with Jack Nicholson.
Yep.
And this is where he says that's one of his favorites. Is I'm assuming Waterboy or About Schmidt. Technically, be Schmidt. Emphasis on the H. Schmidt. Whipped. She did something with the name, unfortunately. Like I said, we just brought up The Waterboy. We brought up Titanic. We brought up Waterboy. All right. Waterboy, we hit on that one, but this just goes to show that she, I don't really think it was obligatory, but it was, it kind of played towards the character. I've only seen bits and pieces of this movie, but everybody knows Miss Kathy Bates, believe it or not, does a nude scene where he's in the hot tub and she decides she's gonna get in with him and just completely strips down, and it's something you didn't expect to see an actress like that doing.
An actress like that.
Mm-hmm.
So explain your words on that one.
Explain my words? Okay, well, first we'll state out the obvious. She is not exactly the model type. Now, is she?
Thank you. I'm just saying, because Hollywood is that type, that is a stereotype, that if you're not skinny and voluptuous in special certain places, you don't deserve a written nude scene. And for her to be one of the ones to actually do that, and again, like I said in my description of tonight's show, you go, girl, because literally nothing. She fought so hard to make her way into Hollywood and to be accepted. There wasn't anything that was going to stop her, including taking off her clothes and being ashamed. She's not ashamed of her body.
But to be fair, her story is not the only one. Everybody struggles to get into Hollywood. Sometimes you get lucky and we actually have a local in Crossville that made it into, she moved from Crossville to LA, was waitress, and ended up meeting Will Smith, and that's how she ended up in Hitch. And she's done quite a few movies since. So I mean, it does happen where they occasionally, just luck in there. But we can't just say she's the only one. She didn't have like the hardest struggle to get in. Did she work her ass off? Yeah. You almost anybody can get in the theater, whether it be starting in your local town. But About Schmidt was done in, I think, either the late 90s or the early 2000s. So she was already well known at that point. And that's taking nothing away. I agree with what you said. But again, the character she has played, no, she doesn't fit the body type. She doesn't fit the, as you put it, the stereotypical look of a woman that would get and do a nude scene. So for her to put it out there, I agree. I applaud all day long. And it was funny, because they kind of played on that whole aspect of it too. He's like, oh, whoa, what are you doing? I'm not sure I like this. And she was just, her role in that character, her role in that movie, it was just kind of like zero fucks in here. I'm getting in there and we're going to go. Sam, you said you didn't recognize from movies. What do you mean by that, Venus? And yes, she was in Titanic. She was, we hit that up a couple times. She was the unsinkable Molly Brown. She was one of the ones that kind of took, she helped out Leo when it was time for that, big dinner reward. They thought they were going to make fun of him because, here's this, he's a third class. They called him steerage. He's poor and he's, getting invited to go to dinner with the rich and the powerful. And she goes, I got your back. Gives him a, tuxedo to wear and cleans him up real nice and everything. And, she basically backed him the whole time. And still was that no bullshit,
She had no
called
filter. She had no filter.
She her. She had money, but she didn't let it change her. So
The
again,
money, in the movie The Titanic, a lot, it was portrayed again so long ago, when the men and the women were separate. They would do their dinner together. Men would go over and have their cigars and their
brandy,
that kind of thing.
And the women would sit.
And her character again was not one that to the stereotyping. She went over and had the cigar and the brandy with the men, even though she was not looked upon, welcomed, but she still did it.
She could. They didn't portray that, but she could. I could see her doing that.
She did. The one part of the movie, she actually went over and a cigar and brandy, and it offended a bunch of the guys, including what's his name.
We just went through that whole clip on TikTok.
I know the fiance,
Billy Zane, sweetie, Billy Zane.
Yeah. So, but
oh, I guarantee you probably have watched her in a movie, or you had to have seen her. Like your dad just brought up. Your dad just brought up Waterboy.
Yeah, Waterboy. Fried green tomatoes, Titanic, Waterboy, Revolutionary Road, The Blind Side, Midnight in Paris, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. She's had many different guest appearances on different shows on TV. She is currently Madeline Matlock on Matlock.
I don't know if for those of you that are American Horror Story, she was in The Covenant. The Coven and Freak Show. So I think she's one of the few that might have had a recurring role, or did they have different? Again, that's a series you would have thought that I'd have jumped all over, but I watched a few episodes of the first season and I just couldn't fully get into that. No, I may have to try some of the other ones. I mean.
So she's also known for her advocacy.
All right.
She is a breast cancer survivor. She had a double mastectomy. And after, then she developed lymphoma or lymphedema. She goes around and educates and pushes for research. She's even gone and did a filibuster? One of those ones where she sat there and talked at Senate to try and get money for more research.
Susie's a philanthropist too. So she's doing good on screen as well as off. I still, I brought it up earlier. Another one that I really enjoyed her as was the mom in Bad Santa 2. So they would have to be vampire movies. You know what? I love good vampire movies. I'm a huge vampire fan.
She was in one of those too.
Okay.
Hold on a minute.
You know, Billy Bob is he himself is an Academy Award winning actor. He does a lot of amazing things. You know, most notably right now, he's in Landman. Everybody loves Landman. You know, is it Taylor Sheridan?
Yes.
The stuff he does, I mean, Yellowstone, Landman. There was a couple others I'm trying to think of, but he's just the guy's phenomenal. And now I'm talking about Billy Bob. So you have to be a hell of an actor or love movies. If you haven't been able to tell yet, I'm a movie geek. So doing this show, you know, doing our Tuesday nights like this, it wasn't a matter of if, but when. But her role in that, like, she would be, so that scene where he figures out, oh shit, that's my mom, and the first thing he does is goes over and punches her right in the jaw. And she looks at him and says, yep, you hit you like your daddy too. You could actually imagine her, you know, that was like the Kathy Bates coming out. You still trying to look up the vampire one?
Yep.
I can't think of one. But I mean, the who's who, I mean.
Okay. She was the voice. She was one of the voices in the B movie.
And you know what? I didn't recognize it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I missed it, but yeah, she was Jerry Seinfeld's mom. What was her name in that? That was B. You said.
You would have to ask me that, wouldn't you? I didn't write it down.
Oh, the good news is 2 scrolls and you're right there. And the fun part about that was I wasn't the biggest fan of that. I thought it was decent, but it wasn't, you know, boy, the names of the people in that was
Janet Benson.
Janet B. Benson, if I'm correctly.
Janet B. Benson. She was also
Vampire Diaries and Twilight. So let's start the
Charlotte's Web. She was also a voice in Charlotte's Web.
She was the voice of Charlotte, if I'm not mistaken. Was she not? That one I'm pretty sure I know. Let the debate begin. Twilight, those are not vampires. I'm sorry. Those are brooding teenagers, you know, without a tan all day long. For me, vampires have to have fangs, not sparkle in the sunlight. Bitsy the cow.
Bitsy the cow.
Oh.
Web.
So who played Charlotte? Who was the voice of Charlotte?
Who was the voice of Charlotte? You don't know?
Julia Roberts. Okay. Yet another Southerner with that drawl. At least he was nice enough to come in and say hello before he started throwing grenades. Hi, Dan. Good to see you, buddy. A chick flick girl. Ah, gotcha. And you know what? Your dad agreed with me. Vampires need to have fangs. That's one of those timeless traditions, you know, the stereotype. It wasn't broke, don't fix it. He says, now you are. They're going back and forth. No, Dan, she actually ended up going home early from work today. She's got the flu. So, unfortunately, and this was definitely one of the shows she was looking forward to doing because she herself is a huge Kathy Bates fan. But since you're in here, Dan, tell us what your favorite Kathy Bates movie. And if you're a chick flick girl, I mean, surely, I mean, she's done chick flicks. So surely you had to have seen.
There's a playoff game being played tonight.
Okay.
I don't know what the horns are about, but
I was thinking, like, you know, it's 8 o'clock. There's a lot of people, especially in this area, that are in bed right now. I know for a fact my neighbors are, and they're out blaring their horns. I'm trying to think, what would be another, give her some chick flick movies that, you know, as you put it.
fried green tomatoes, Misery, Waterboy,
Valentine's Day. There's one.
Day, Home of Our Own,
Titanic, of course.
Titanic, about Schmitz, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret.
Which was based on a Judy Blume book.
Yes.
And growing up and going back to school,
Tammy.
Just the Stephen King films. So we already brought up Misery. She was also in Dolores Claiborne, which that was an extremely dark role. That was an extremely dark movie.
Annie. The Disney remake of Annie.
Aw. Oh, it's a kid's movie more.
The Miracle Club. A Little Bit of Heaven.
Illinois. Holy crap. So do you travel for work, or I'm assuming? Primary Colors. I don't remember her in that. That was a great movie. Well, see, I mean, she's in so many different movies that you see her and don't even realize it. Again, with Billy Bob, looky there.
Libby Holden. She played Libby Holden in Primary Colors.
Every week. Ooh. Yes.
Kennedy won.
Kennedy won.
The game, that's what the honking is about.
What's neat about the like, there was Valentine's Day, there was New Year's Eve. Those were both done by the same person. They were done in the same style. They were more of an anthology. It's like all these different storylines that come together in the end in some way, shape, or form. I have not seen Valentine's Day, but I really enjoyed my best
friend is a vampire. I knew there was a vampire something in there. Need me to click on
I've seen at least the video cover. And yes, I did say that. The VHS cover, I remember that one. I just don't. I've never seen it. Mm. Arthur 2. Okay. These are all. Boy, these are way before me. Well, not before my time, but
I was gonna say I'll smack you if you say way before.
I don't remember her and Dick Tracy at all.
Okay, where the heck?
And I know that movie by heart.
She played Mrs. Green.
Okay, that still does nothing for me.
Okay.
I know Warren Beatty was, Dick Tracy. Al Pacino was, oh, God damn it. Man, I'm doing horrible now. Madonna was Breathless Mahoney. We just seen that. Who was it? It wasn't Ted Danson. Dick Van Dyke was in it. Big Boy, yes. Boy, some really big names in that movie. Dustin Hoffman. Yep,
So
right there.
She was Mrs. Green, a stenographer.
Stenographer.
That's what I just said. Stenographer.
Sten. Do it to me all the time. Kind of kicks you in the wobbles, doesn't it? William Forsythe is Flat Top. Dustin Hoffman is Mumbles. Wow. The people in that movie are just, that's crazy. Oh. But yes, back to Dolores Claiborne. No, that one, as you said, that should be one of your favorite ones. She actually ends up killing her husband and have to try and I'll return fire. If I get hit in the eye, I'm telling you right now.
I brought lots of.
Right. So she discovered last night, folks, that she thinks she's Robin Hood at this point.
I like my rubber bands with my little arrow.
Yeah, she likes to shoot those nice long bamboo skewers across the bar. Yesterday, if you guys weren't watching our Monday Night Bartender, she literally went right in between me and Shannon, just at face level too. It was amazing. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
And then turned around, shot one at Ray.
No, I didn't shoot one at him, but he wasn't in here, so he didn't see how far and heavy and hard it flies. So I had to show him. So I completely aimed way away from him.
Still face level. It hit right over here.
No, we at the tire.
No, you hit the garage door when you shot at him.
Oh, yes.
We have all sorts of fun here. You guys have no idea. Sam, you need to come back in sometime. I guess next time we do the mocktails, we'll have to have you come in and enjoy. But Dolores Claiborne was very interesting. Like I said, she killed her husband. But there's a good reason for it. Not only is he abusive to her, he was in more ways than one abusive to their daughter. And it was that dude. I'm trying to look right now. The one that played her husband, he was known for those roles as well. It was pretty gnarly. She pushes him down a well, basically. That's him. Yeah, David Strathern. I'm not even going to try. Either way, I mean, he always plays that type of role. He's, oof. Yeah, It's not bad. It really isn't. I had to take a second and I was reading over the plot.
Yeah, that's what I was doing too. Sorry. I didn't mean to get
It happens.
quiet.
I was just making sure I was 100% on par with that, but I don't know, guys. Again, like I said, she can do comedy, she can do horror, she can do drama. If you guys get the opportunity, it is worth looking up some of these ones we've brought up. My suggestion, and if I'm not mistaken, you can find it. You might be able to find Tubi or Paramount, one of those. But The Family That Prays, or it could have been. Oh, that one might be on Peacock actually. Phenomenal. I can do it right here. Boom! Look, the wonders of technology.
I'm working with 4 different technologies right now. Which one do you want me to?
The Family That Prays. And you can watch the movie. You can watch it on YouTube with a primetime subscription. Amazon, you can watch that on with subscription. YouTube TV with subscription. And right there it is. It's showing it on Tubi. Great movie, phenomenal cast. Tyler Perry, Kathy Bates, Cole Hauser, Taraji P. Henson, we all know her. Robin Givens. It's such a good movie. It really is. Robin Givens is another one we could sit down and do a whole show on. The stuff she's done. Yeah, let us know. Questions, concerns, anybody? If you guys had been in here about 20 to 30 minutes before the show went live, this one, you could not get her to shut down. And then we no sooner go live and she goes,
I got dumbfounded real quick. My brain went to mush.
And the thing of it is, she did a lot of homework on this too. Like she had her.
In any movies with sharks. Oh, Bobby.
Was she in any movie? You are
You're
such a
killing
dick.
me.
You
You're
really
killing me
are.
here.
That is one. I mean, there might have been sharks in the ocean when she went down in Titanic. If you want to go that route, wonder how many of those, that didn't get into a lifeboat got eaten. There's a thought for you. that one reached out to both Dan and Bobby since they wanted to. So, like I said, guys, hopefully we were a little bit informative. We did not do our break tonight, which is fine because we always end up, anytime we get a really good conversation going, get into it. I mean, time flies. Were they hero sharks? Unsung heroes, tragic heroes. He's such a dick. Let it go, buddy. Let it go. Wait till he starts talking about the Cobra chickens again. That's been my favorite one.
I think I've seen this one too.
I recognize it, but I don't think I've seen that one.
Well, I also have a serious fetish with him too. So
Emilio Estevez.
Yes. So
did you know he actually did do a movie with his brother Charlie Sheen? Men at Work. Was hilarious.
What about their third brother?
Who's the third brother?
Oh boy.
Oh, see, there you go. You're like, oh, go ahead. Let me sing one his way, and then she didn't even. Who was the third Estevez brother? We'll do this. Is there a third Estevez brother?
According to Wikipedia, Estevez was born in the Bronx, the eldest child of artist Janet Sheen and actor Martin Sheen. His siblings are Ramon Estevez, Charlie Sheen, and Renee Estevez.
That one we'll have to leave for another topic because I'm not 100%. It just, yeah, Ramon Estevez. Dude, he looks exactly like Emilio. And surprisingly, I actually babied that drink all the way up until the very end. Stay focused, woman. We're back on Kathy Bates. Baldwins have 3 brothers. Sheen is 2 brothers and a dad. Well, as it turns out, there's a 3rd brother, Ramon, and he is also an actor. And it shows he played in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and the only reason we brought him up because, you know, Emilio and Martin Sheen were in a Kathy Bates movie. So it kind of plays into the whole Kathy Bates. But you brought it up a couple times. I mean, we never did touch on fried green tomatoes. I like, you know, me and Sarah just sat down and watched that the other day. She hadn't fully seen it. I'm not gonna lie, it was good, but it wasn't one of my all-time favorites. That was around the time that like Driving Miss Daisy came out and all these, you know, oh, what was the other one? You know, like Steel Magnolias was in that stretch, and you know, these
Chick flicks.
these, you know, there's another woman that we can do another one. Sally Fields. Also, always has to be that that's
Shirley MacLaine.
that strong hardcore, you know, I'm just like queen bitch, you know. Sometimes you got to break free and do some, you know, stuff outside of the, you know, your normal before you actually do get stereotyped. You know, some can say, oh, well, she was in a comedy. She was in Mrs. Doubtfire, but she was still that, you know, I appreciate you popping in, brother. Hopefully you enjoyed. We're actually getting ready to wrap this one up. Make sure you check us out tomorrow night for our Wednesday night open bar. We leave that open for conversation. Hopefully it is just a 24-hour thing, and we will have Miss Shannon back. We got our Thirsty Thursday thoughts and shots. We also have our Sunday night weekend hangover. We got our Monday night bartender, and as always, we round it all out with the Reel-Flix and chill. I almost did it. Real chicks and flill. That's gonna be our new Friday night.
Oh my goodness.
All day. Oh, somebody's in a pout. Oh no, they lost. So on that note, folks, yes, if you are on TikTok, we are heading there next. Oh wow, that's actually the dude. You named off River Phoenix, Chris Farley, the dude from The Crow. You mean Brandon Lee, the son of legendary Bruce Lee?
Thank you.
Go on, Bobby. Normally you're Johnny on, man. You gotta. He was just starting to break out too. Like that was, and I just said that sometimes, you know, he was getting moved for him, you know, because of who his dad was. Obviously, he was a martial artist himself. So what was the movies he was doing? You know, they were all kung fu movies. They were karate movies. The Crow was not. That was something completely different. That was a drama.
Okay, so he named River Phoenix and Chris Farley, Paul Walker.
You could probably put him in there. He was already very well into.
But he was still gone way too soon.
I mean, look at all the Fast and Furious. He also did a lot of the '90s movies. You know, She's All That, Varsity Blues. Paul Walker was. I mean, I think wasn't he like in his late 30s, or I think he had just turned 40 when that happened. Heath Ledger. James Dean. River Phoenix. The only one I really know of with him, he had already done a good handful of movies, but he will always be known as Chris Chambers in Stand By Me. Aaliyah went from R&B singer to actress.
Well, we can go way, way back. Marilyn Monroe.
John Belushi. I'm trying to think of there's the one actress. She was really starting to make a name for herself. She was in 8 Mile. What was it? She did a movie with Dude, Where's My Car? That's gonna drive me nuts before we wrap this one up. I gotta. Oh. She died of the walking pneumonia. Brittany Murphy. She was 32 years old. Dude, she was in Clueless. That's the one that most people remember her from.
Here's one of my favorite scary movies.
Poltergeist.
Heather O'Rourke.
If you really want to touch on tragedy, the little girl that did the voice of Ducky, she was also the voice in All Dogs Go to Heaven. I
mean, Heather O'Rourke, she was 12 and had a heart attack.
Well, you know what's fun about that?
12.
They said that movie was cursed. Honestly, go back and look at all the stuff that happened to the actors and actresses in that movie. The little girl was Judith Barcy. She met her end from her father. It was a murder-suicide.
Selena.
She
River.
She wasn't movies. She was a singer just getting ready to break that crossover from Mexico to the US. She finally got a hit, and then unfortunately, I remember when that happened too. Jonathan Brandis, another one. Of course, everybody knows Heath Ledger. I think, isn't he one of the few people that actually had so I'm getting pictures now from the Outer Banks where apparently they had high enough water, there's dead fish on the beach. So Kimberly from Different Strokes. Guys, this is all going to be another one. Yeah, Chris Farley from Black Sheep. He was also in Tommy Boy. We just watched Wayne's World 2 at work. Corey Haim.
Brittany Murphy.
Yeah, Brittany Murphy. When I was just going, Girl Interrupted. She was in Chadwick Boseman. I mean, these are all people that are really starting to take off, and then we lose them. You know, James Vanderbeek, he's one of the most recent. Bruce Lee was only 32 when he died. So, yeah, that's not a bad subject. Maybe that'll be the one. John Candy. Yeah, that was a tough one. Yep, there it is. It's right on the tip of your tongue. Just. So I do believe this will be the next one. Next week. Gone too soon, we're going to call it. Poor cat. Oh, good stuff, guys. But is it Junior or JR? So let me know, brother. Appreciate you popping in and giving us the opportunity. Hopefully you enjoyed, guys. Like I said, we got Wednesday night open bar. We got our Thirsty Thursday thoughts and shots. We got our Sunday night weekend hangover, our Monday night bartender, and our real trick. Reel-Flix and Chill. I came up with the fucking name.
I know, right?
And it turns out to be a tongue twister. It really is. Originally, I was saying Netflix and Chill, but I mean, that's a whole nother subject right there.
Corey Haim. Thank you, John. That's who I was trying to think of.
Corey Haim. I tell you what, back in the 80s, the Lost Boys. Guys, that's going to be next week's episode. We're going to call it Gone Too Soon. It doesn't have to actually be people that, you know, like Brandon Lee from The Crow, Bobby. Just letting you know, not that dude, but you know.
Oh, I'm sorry. I haven't even. I'm sorry. There, at least got one posted for.
Oh, you also.
I've been a little busy tonight.
Bonus points if the actor was killed by a shark.
No, that wasn't a shark.
Actually, I
Never
think
mind.
there might have been
Stingray.
an instance. I think something. Yeah.
Steve Irwin. Technically, he's
That
an
was a
actor.
stingray.
I know. That's why I said he wasn't a shark. It was a stingray.
So, guys, if you're on TikTok, we're heading over there next. Thank you, everybody, for popping in. Kitty Cat, did you want to do a last shot, or are you good on it? Thanks for checking it out. Hopefully, we gave you something to think about when it comes to Kathy Bates. Again, in my opinion, she is the true queen of Hollywood. One of those ones that flies under the radar, too. So, on that note, wrong bottle. Always remember, guys, everything we say on this show is just our opinion. Haha, see, I caught myself this time. But that's still a halfer. But then again,
It could just be the alcohol talking.
that's my girl. You guys have a good night. Again, TikTok, see you soon.
Thank you for stopping in and listening to the Another Shot podcast. We shared some drinks, stories, and laughs. But it's time to say goodnight. Join us next time on Another Shot podcast.
If you're looking for a party, then man, have you found it? Now the shot is coming raw and unbounded. The whiskey's always talking and the beer's overflowing. Now the shot is gonna hit you with the mind overloaded. The bar is always open with no inhibitions. Another shot will leave your sensories twitching. Just remember, everything we say is just our opinion. But then again, it might be the alcohol